Hello and welcome to the Radio Scilly video news. Sign up to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Radio Scilly for updates on what's happening around the islands and video reports featuring the people and places you know. Our video report is brought to you in association with Truro and Penwith College. Read about courses and opportunities online and watch the building of the new Penwith campus at truro-penwith.ac.uk. Sign up to the Scilly Lottery and you've a 1 in 2,000 chance of winning £1,000. You can play if you live on the mainland. It helps keep Radio Scilly on air and funds good causes around the islands. Read more at scillylottery.com.
The Scilly Lottery, thecillylottery.com.
The chairman of the Isles of Scilly Steamship Company has been explaining why a sailing of the Scillonian III to our islands was cancelled on a Sunday with just days to go. The Samaritan charity was set to sail with their volunteers to celebrate their 40th anniversary at the weekend, but the sailing was cancelled in the middle of the week. Organisers tell Radio Scilly they're upset because they were told they were needing 100 places booked to ensure a sailing. But after calling on Tuesday, they were told the benchmark had risen to 200 bookings. Andrew May says he can't understand this and believes the number required hadn't changed because of the cost of bringing a sailing over. It's a set amount. He says it's sad that they had to call off the event.
We were approached last year about the prospect of doing it, and so we were very keen to set that up, because we had a successful trip with them last year. As I understand it, as of Tuesday of this week, there were just a couple of dozen or a few more from the Samaritans booked on the Scillonian and a handful of others, so that's certainly under 40 people. And I think at that stage the conversation was had and we thought perhaps the best thing to do was to cancel or postpone the trip. Really on the basis of clearly there's quite significant fuel costs and overtime implications and one thing and another, so there has to be a certain sort of critical mass to make it worthwhile for everybody for it to go ahead.
One of the complaints made by the Samaritans was that they were unable to get through to the steamship company on the phone. Andrew says there have been some problems with the telephone booking and he understands what the problem is. It's a technical issue and it is being dealt with.
We are, because we are able to see very clearly how many phone calls we get, how many phone calls we miss, and so on and so forth. And so we know that we have been missing a number. And to anybody who has called and hasn't been able to get through on our 08457 number, then I do apologise because it's terribly frustrating. And if you are that person, of course, it is particularly frustrating and it becomes slightly apocryphal. I don't think that the problem is perhaps quite as bad as it might be perceived by those who haven't got through, because the numbers aren't huge, but that isn't the point. You know, we do want to look after all of our customers. You know, we have put great effort into customer care. In recent years, we've got a bit of a reputation to maintain, and so we're working hard to improve the situation.